Hi guys, just to follow on to those travel tips that I just made. It was after I stopped the video, I remembered a couple of other things. So if you are going to visit relatives, it's very exciting for everyone. The relatives, especially after lockdown, the relatives are delighted to see the bubbas are delighted to see the relatives, and it's all exciting and stimulating. I would say if you're there for a week, by all means let granny and auntie help at bath time, but on the first night I wouldn't recommend it. What I would say is let them have their wake window, their play, their dinner, and then give everyone a kiss night night, and you go off and do your bedtime routine, just so that we're not sending already sensitive children over the edge at the very last part of their day. So you're not being mean, you're just protecting your child from overtiredness. So after dinner, a little bit of play, and don't be afraid to say, right, I'm going to take little Bubba away and we're going to do our bedtime routine. Now, you might bring them up to the bedroom and let them kick around on the floor while you get everything ready, just to kind of have that extended time of that's less stimulating, so people aren't playing past the baby too late in the day. I'm not saying don't hand your baby over to granny who hasn't seen baby. I'm just saying be mindful of your child being super sensitive at that time of day. And a lot of children who were born in lockdown and spent a lot of their first year in lockdown, they're very attached to their parents, even more so than before, because it really has been just the child and the parent. So you have to think from their point of view. Okay, too much too soon can send them over the edge, and we're in a new environment. So that's that. And also, if you're doing a long drive, what you can do is you can do your bat bottle bed or bat boob bed into the car, and when you arrive, if you still have a dream feed in play, transfer the child from the bed, change the nappy, sleep bag on, dream feed, down baby goes. Again, the joy of having a dark room is a dark room no matter where you go, so your child will be used to sleeping in that environment. So it's just basically a dream feed. I remember when I'd be going from a London house to a country house, and we might do it after, say if the children were in daycare in the day, or the older children were, and we had to kind of do a bedtime drive. So we might do bat bottle bed into the gym jams into the car, and there we'd go. And I would text ahead and say, we will arrive at this time, keep the dogs locked up, don't let the yappy dogs, I love animals, love them, but you don't want yip 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 when you're trying to do a transfer. So we'd pull up in the car, we'd put the Snuggie teddy over them, up to the bedroom, change the nappy, like a dream feed kind of situation, dream change the nappy, give the little feed. They might be like, whoa, what's going on? The feed will send them back to sleep because their body clock is set to be asleep, if it all went to pot at that point. So you're arriving in and the dogs did bark, or the house alarm went off, or whatever it was, and they're like bing, wide awake. You've lost a lot of your sleep pressure there. So what you can do is a reset. So you can try and do a transfer, but if they've had a good nap on the way to your destination and you're like, okay, we're wide awake and we've had a nap, what are we going to do? We're just going to do a reset. We're going to have a wake window, and we're going to put them to bed at the 10:30 mark, and basically your bedtime feed is now your dream feed time, so around 10:30, 11 o'clock. What else was I going to say? Oh yeah, so people think, I'm paying a fortune for a Dubai holiday, and you're telling me to go to bed, put my child in bed at 7, I don't want to get a babysitter. Completely understand. Pre-lockdown, after I sleep trained children, and we always do a close off call every Tuesday. We do a close off call, and when I'd close off the cases, parents would be thinking, we're after booking a holiday, should we cancel? No way, enjoy your holiday. Well, what do we do at bedtime? We're going to be stuck in the hotel room from 7. Not necessarily. What you can do is bat bottle bed, but rather than the bed, or boob, into the buggy, and park the buggy out in the hallway. Go have your shower, go get ready, and then you can go out for dinner, and you can park the buggy in the quieter corner of the restaurant. And when I say that, parents are like, yeah, it's not gonna work. And then I get pictures of baby in a buggy parked in the corner somewhere, a couple of glasses of wine in front of the camera, and lovely holiday snaps. And when you get back to your hotel, just like arriving in Sligo or Kerry or wherever it is that you're going, you can do your dream feed and transfer into the cot. So by having a routine, don't feel like you're stuck. Also nap out and about. You know, don't be afraid like, oh, I have to only nap between 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock at home. They won't sleep anywhere else. If the body clock is strong, they will sleep. You'd be surprised. It may not be as good of a nap as they would have at home, but just allocate extra quiet time in the evening. Or you might be surprised on lovely warm days, children, after having loads of fresh air, lots to eat and drink, they may nap quite well, so you may be surprised. What I'd say is if they wake up after the 40 minutes and you know that there's an hour and a half or 2 hours in their body clock, try and get them back to sleep. What's after going on here? Anyway, try and get them back to sleep. A bit of pushing the buggy back and forward, or say to your friends, look, I'm just going to put them in a sling, go around the park, we'll be back, to see if you can offer more sleep so that you're not paying for it later on in the day. You know the amount of sleep that your baby is happiest on, so try and get close to that if you can. Another tip that I would recommend, and always I encourage safe sleep, but a lot of travel cots, when you buy the travel cot, you're like, boom, have a travel cot, let's, book a holiday. A lot of the travel cots, the mattresses on them are like cardboard with a bit of foam. They're very, very uncomfortable. And you can get mattress toppers. You can get them in like Argos, you can get them online, you can get them in baby stores, but make sure that if you get a mattress topper that it matches the brand of, or it doesn't have to match the brand, you can get the generic one so that it matches the size of the travel cot that you're in. If you're stuck, this is what I used to do. If I did, and sometimes I'd rock into like a 5-star resort and the cot looked like it was something out of, a prison cell. It was like, wood base, tiny mattress, and I might ask them for extra towels, and I'd put the extra towels on the cot, on the base of the cot, and then put the fitted sheet over it. So I would add padding onto that really firm cot, and the fitted sheet kept the baby safe. So obviously there would be no towel loose that baby could pull over them, and that just helped me sometimes when I got a little bit, like, you presume that if you go to certain places that their cot is going to be like your cot. Their cot could be 20 years old, so just bear that in mind. That's a little tip that I learned along the way. I think that's everything this time around. If not, there'll be another follow-on video. If you have any requests for topics on for other videos, you can pop them in your comments below. Take care, sweet dreams.